Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents a special unboxing and maybe more. Hello, everybody out there. It's been a while since I've done a stream, so I thought I'd go ahead and do one tonight and say hello to everybody out there who I've not seen in a while. Enjoying the off season that I've had, for since the end of the 1999 inside pitch season. But it's good to have everybody here. Who we got here? We got Philip Reynolds and Irish Rebel 2000. I believe that's Jim. Is that you, Jim Doyle? I hate that. I hate that. YouTube still has the. Yeah, I know that's you, Jim. I hate that YouTube the first time now puts everybody. I don't know why they do this, but okay, fine. YouTube be that way. There's Mr. Ben Witz. Should you get 911 ready to dial for you too? Nah, you don't need 911 today. I know I haven't done much of any streaming lately. I like doing streaming, but I really been enjoying my rest because, as you guys know, when I do a season for Inside Pitch, it's exhausting because remember I do a game every night and everything. So, but it's good to see everybody there, everybody here in the chat today. We got 9 people watching. So tonight we have an official unboxing, and some of you are going to wonder, what are we unboxing? Well, this unboxing, it's special. It's kind of special because this unboxing ends an era and begins an era. So, it ends an era and it begins an era. So how do we do this? So we go ahead and, everyone knows that of the new, as I said, it ends an era and it begins an era. So let's open it up and see what we got. So we got some nice stuff here. And let's see what we got. And we got some junk. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what we got. This thing's heavy. So, as I said, it ends an era and it begins an era. So we can all say, everybody, goodbye. We can all say goodbye to regular Inside Pitch, at least pretty much official. And we can all say hello to, officially, Inside Pitch Baseball Advanced. So Inside Pitch Baseball Advanced. So here you can see that we have Inside Pitch Baseball, and we've got a whole bunch of stuff in it here too. And of course, Inside Pitch Baseball Advanced is now the main game, of course, for everything. So, and of course, you guys know that I do, all the main seasons. And, is it me or he did not send me 2024? I'll have to ask him. I don't see 2024 here. Okay, I'll have to ask him. But let's say hello to Inside Pitch Advanced. And let's say hello to the game. So Inside Pitch Advanced, when you get a copy of Inside Pitch Advanced, you'll receive the charts. You'll receive all the Inside Pitch Baseball charts that are being used. The field, for those of you that want to use this, which, is for some people that don't have, for some people who don't have a field, it's okay. But you have a field. And, of course, the other chart. So this is what comes into Inside Pitch Advanced, including, of course, the pitcher hitting cards. And then, of course, the rule book. So the rule book comes with this for Inside Pitch Advanced. And I want to go ahead and state for the record that I'm very honored that he actually put me in the rule book. So for those of you wondering, here's the rule book, and you actually see my name here. So we actually put my name in there, Robert Lasden, RJL. So I was very honored. I didn't know he was going to do that, but I was very honored when he did. So I was extremely honored when he did. And he put me in the rule book as a thank you. So anytime anybody purchases a copy of an Inside Pitch, they will know who RJL is. They'll know my name. So, all right. For the seasons, he sent me. I ordered 1984, which I got them all. 1984. And here's 1978. What I don't see is 2024. I did order that too. So I'm going to have to ask him what's up because I don't see 2024 here. There's 1978. And these of course are the full season. These are everything. Of course, I get everything, all the cards, everything, French players, you name it. I have to ask him why I didn't get 2024. Because I know I ordered that as well. Maybe it's coming in a separate box or something. I don't know. So I'll have to ask him. These are all the things that come with it. So maybe that comes tomorrow. I'll have to ask him. As a matter of fact, while I got you on the channel, because it should have been, let's see. Just wondering, maybe it's coming tomorrow, but I'm going to real fast while I got him and say, maybe that's coming later. I think it is. Well, we'll see. I'm just going to order him. But usually he's very good with it. So I just going to him a quick there. Yeah, I don't think all 3 seasons can fit in the box. I did check to see my email and see where. But anyway. But, yeah. Inside Pitch Baseball. Advanced. So if he's sending it in a different if you're sending it in a different box, I guess I'll see it tomorrow. Possibly. We'll see. But anyway, I did receive 1978 and 1984. So those are coming. So pretty much by showing this unboxing, it really began because I remember I did unbox regular Inside Pitch all those years ago. And I thought I'd go ahead and show an unboxing of Inside Pitch Advanced. So I'm not going to separate the cards. I'm actually going to leave the cards as they are. The simple reason is because I'm not sure if I think I'm going to leave them. I'm not going to separate them. I'm just going to keep them sheeted, and I'll separate them if I need them. So if a season comes in, all right, where a season comes up for me to play, all right, I'll separate that one. But 2024, 1978, and 1984, I don't think I don't know if those seasons are gonna be played yet, so I decided to just go ahead and unbox them. And but I'm gonna leave them out. I'm gonna put them in one of my other boxes, and I'll keep them separate. But I'm not gonna separate them. I'm not gonna separate the cards. I'm going to leave them sheeted because all my inside pitch seasons that I have, 1956 to everything, they're all separated. All right. I don't think I'm going to do that with inside pitch advanced. When the season is needed, I'll go ahead and separate. Well, that's the unboxing. But now I want to ask you guys, would you like to see some inside pitch advanced in action? I wonder if you guys would like to watch me. Would you like to watch a game of inside pitch advanced? Does anybody have any objection? Okay. So why not? So inside pitch of baseball advanced. And I'll put that to the side for now. Well, let's play a little inside pitch advanced, shall we? Take us a second to set up. We're still going to utilize we're still going to play the 1980 Kansas City Royals and Philadelphia Phillies that I have for tests. And we're going to use the same lineups, but we're going to change the pitchers from the last ones. So that's what I thought I would do. So we're going to keep it at Veterans Stadium. And we'll play a little inside pitch. Advanced. Why not? Doesn't take long to set up a game. Takes me 2 minutes. I actually already got the lineups and everything all set. So let's just got to get some dice here. So red and powder blue. Use red, white, and powder blue. And we'll use black. Let's see what else we got here. Oops. Get out of that. Okay. That's some more. A little black here someplace. Let's see. And everything's all hiding. All right, fine, be that way. I will just use yellow. Okay, so I'm going to use red, white, and blue dice, and we'll go back to the vet. Now, remember, this season is not available yet, but it is in the testing stages. It should be ready, according to Chris. These should be available. These should be available very shortly because my official demo game is December 29th for the 1980 season, and January 5th is the beginning of the 1980 season. So of my replay. So I thought we'll start there. So let's see. All right. So we got we'll play the 1980 Kansas City Royals against the Phillies again. Not a bad idea. And I got my everything all situated here. I got the charts and all that. So for those of you who have Inside Pitch Advance, how are you liking the game? Are you getting the gist of it? Are you liking how it plays? Do you like some of the things? Are there certain things that still make it a little difficult? I'll pull split orf pitch for Kansas City, I guess, and he uses hitting card number 5. So anybody have any? Have you guys enjoyed the ones that do have Inside Pitch Advanced? And we'll have Bob Walk. We'll have Bob Walk start for Phillies today. Keep messing up our end results. That's probably the most, not the confusing. That's the one that a lot of people have been telling me they're having issues is the N and R results. And so, those are the ones those are the people they're saying they have issues with the N and R results. The N and R results, disappointed they keep the old base running process. Well, the NNR results, remember, it's simple about the NNR. Okay, it's simple about the NNR results. If the runner is scoring position, okay, if there's a runner scoring position and there's an R, you check the pitcher's R rating. You check, and then the D20. If the D20 is less than or equal to the pitcher's rating, it's an out. It's an out. If it's higher, it's a hit. Okay, I've been playing a number of this offline to try to really get this down before I start a replay. But I'm still learning it. I'm still learning it. So some people think you want to go to the kind of like the regular base running charts. Jim Doyle. I understand that it can get the. I love the new base running charts. I love it. There's no calculations. The only calculations you're making right now is for double plays. It's pretty much it. Okay. Um, you got the result of the play very quickly. You really don't have to check anything. Of course, add one to the base running of the runner if it's a you know if it's if it's two outs. I mean, there's so much yet there's going to be in this game. Um, as far as I know, it has been a major hit. A lot of people. There have been a lot of people that have purchased it. Um, according to what I've been reading on the forums, a lot of people have purchased it. They're really enjoying it. They're asking questions, and that's fine. Ask your questions. I'm still getting it. I'm doing some games here. Craig Scarborough is doing games on his channel. I think Kevin Thomas is doing games on his channel as well for Inside Pitch Advance. Let me see what we got here. Hello to Donald Cummings, Ben Witz, Ron McGrath, David Vega, and Ernest Cruz, Sebastiano Valvo. Yeah, it's good to see everybody here. So, there is there's just a lot that Inside Pitch Advance just seems to have, but it seems to play very, very streamlined, very streamlined and everything. It just seems to play very well. I don't know what it is, but it just plays well. I don't know. I mean, when I was playing the 1999 season, I was playing 1999, and Inside Pitch Advance was in the beta stages, and I got a copy of it and I played it. I was already wishing for 1999 to be an Inside Pitch Advanced. I really learned that once you play Inside Pitch Advanced, you're going to find it very difficult to go back to Inside Pitch. There are some people that don't want to go to Advanced, and that's fine. Yes, there are not a lot of seasons available for IPA, but then again, it just got released. There will be more seasons coming. He's creating polls in the forums so that you can go ahead and check the forums, choose a season you like. I mean, next up, 1980 will be the next season be released because that was selected by you guys on the selection show. There was no need to roll dice. 1980 was what got the majority, so 1980 automatically won out. I think according to the forums that I've been looking on, the next season's probably be from the 60s, and it looks like it's between 1964 and 1969. So those are the two seasons that are neck and neck for the next season after he does 1980. So he's trying to do one season, maybe per month and a half, something like that. He knows he's got to get seasons out, all right, in order for the game to really take off. I mean, not everybody wants to play 78, 84, and 2024. Some people, and then of course 2025 will be available very shortly too. I know he has to do 2025 because that was just done last year. So the 2025 season will be shortly available. I'm very certain on that for both Inside Pitch and Advanced. So, it really just seems to be an excellent game, and so we're just gonna play a little bit here. I pretty much took the same exact lineups and kind of like erased everything from the thing here. It's just so I can make it easy on myself. So we're gonna end it. We're not gonna do major announcing like I normally do. So we're just going to roll and play. Uh, so we'll do, once again, the 1980 Kansas City Royals against the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies at at Veterans Stadium. And we'll have, this time, I think we'll have Bob Walk start for the Phillies. 11-7, had a 4.57 ERA. I think we'll have Bob Walk. He'll go ahead and start for the Phils. Not a bad choice. And he can pitch to 20. He can pitch to 24. Pitch to 24. And pitching for the Kansas City Royals, we'll use Paul Splittorff. We didn't use him. We used Gora and Leonard. So we'll use Splittorff. He was 14-11 with a 4.15 ERA. Not bad. And he can pitch to 26. So let's see what happens, shall we? Yeah, Mr. Wonderful, Paul Splittorff, exactly. Oh, what does how does everybody believe about Jeff Kent making the Hall of Fame? I know I'm going to get some people. This is how I got to say about Jeff Kent going into the Hall of Fame. As you guys know, I usually say that. You guys know I usually say that about like Ted Simmons and something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'll accept it. I'll accept Kent being put in the Hall. But but before I put him in the Hall, I put in Lou Whitaker. Does that have a problem if I put in Lou Whitaker before I put in Jeff Kent? I mean, Lou Whitaker didn't have Kent's batting average. I get it. But the thing about it is Kent, yes, he had more home runs and a bit of a higher average. But Lou Whitaker was a better overall second baseman. He was a better fielder. So I would have, and no Don Mattingly, no Dale Murphy, Clemens, Bonds. They didn't get a taste of it either. I mean, Jeff Kent, it just sounds like Jeff Kent was a safe pick. And maybe they didn't put in Don Mattingly because if they put in Don Mattingly, they knew sooner or later they have to put in Keith Hernandez. I don't know. I just, like I said, you see, Trammell got in, but not Whitaker. That's why either both of those guys go in or both don't. I don't know. I put in Whitaker before I put in Kent, but I understand Kent. I understand home runs are sexy. I understand everybody loves the bomb. Everybody loves the bomb. I get it. I know Kent was a better hitter, but Lou Whitaker was a heck of a fielder. I don't know. Plus, also, Kent played during the steroid era. Lou Whitaker didn't. He played during the defensive era. So, I don't know. I'll accept it. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I go, that's why I say that, but I'll accept it. I'm not going to say definitely not. All right. I'm not going to say definitely not. He is not Harold Baines. Harold Baines does not belong in the Hall of Fame. And I'm still not even sure about Scott Rowland. But Kent, I'll go ahead and give it to him, but just by a sliver. Just by a sliver. I don't know, just by a sliver. I'll give it to him, fine. 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 Anyway, let's play some inside pitch baseball that I got you guys here. We'll have Bob Walk start for the 1980 Philadelphia Phillies. And let's go to the top of the first. So leading off for the Kansas City Royals will be Willie Wilson. We got him in left field. We're at Veterans Stadium, -1 to strikeouts, +2 to walks. Kind of looks like it was a neutral park. It favored right-handers over lefties. It's a little bit easier to hit a home run as a righty against the lefty, and there's no chances of a robbing a home run anywhere. The walls are too high, so no chance of a robbing a home run. So, yeah, but here at the Veterans Stadium, though, the wall height was 12 feet, so no adjustment. There's not going to be a chance for a home run. If it says N, It's adjusted, not in. So no, they can't rob a home run at 12 feet high. Nobody's launching 12 feet in the air. So it's a one is still a home run. So let's go to Willie Wilson. Let's see how we go. Let's go to the top of the first. Let's play a little. We had an unboxing of Inside Pitch Baseball. So let's play a little. Let's play a little baseball, shall we? So Bob Walk will start at 8-8. Strikeout 8. And let's see. Strikeout at 8-8 is a strikeout chance against a righty. Wilson's a 10. -1 is a 9. And that's it. Wow, 8-8 across the board. One way to start. That's going to be a strikeout, though. First strikeout for Bob Walk. He had 94 of them in 80. Next batter, shortstop UL Washington. Walk 7-1. Strikeout, 19 is too high. Washington 1-2. And that's going to be a ground out to short. This little marker here, this little sign here, as if if a hit and run was on, but of course there's nobody on base. It's just going to be a ground out to short. I'm not going to really explain a lot. I just want to play a little bit at normal speed and see what happens. Thank you much, there, Jim Doyle. It was an honor for you to be here as always, my good man. Here's the third baseman, George Brett. Of course, one of the greatest of all time. Some people say he is the greatest of all time. I'll still take Schmidt. Walk 8-1, strikeout 20 is high. Brett 4-5, and that is going to be another ground out to short. So 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Bob Walk starts it off. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. So Paul Splittorff for the 1980 Kansas City Royals, 14-11, 4.15 ERA. And he will start off here at the vet. Leading off for the Phillies, who will probably get in the Hall of Fame on the next ballot, because the next ballot is supposed to have players that are supposed to have like Shoeless Joe Jackson on it. Pete Rose is supposed to be on it. I think the next ballot is supposed to have those guys. Pete Rose, of course, should get in. He's at first base for this game. Splittorff, 3-6. Error on a booted ball. Rose, 2-7, and that's going to be a fly out to center, so no booted ball there. So 1 out. Bake McBride is next. He is in right field for this game. Splittorff, 2-5. That's a blank. McBride, 4-5. And that's a triple to center field. 4-5 is a T8. That's a straight-up triple to center field. How about that? So Bake McBride will get a triple to start things for him. That'll bring up Michael Jack Schmidt, greatest third baseman in baseball history. We're gonna have the infield. We're gonna have the infield play back. It's early, so they'll probably allow the run. So the infield will play normal back. So we'll see what happens. So the infield will not be in. And let's see. Yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson's got to go in. Shoeless Joe Jackson was the Willie Mays of his time. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Splittorff, 1-7, walk, and that is ball 4. That 6 is a walk, and that will walk Schmidt. First walk given up by Splittorff. He had 42 of them that year. Here comes left fielder Greg Wheels Luzinski. Wheels Luzinski. Infield will now play a double play depth, even though really there is no double play depth in Inside Pitch Advanced. But I like marking it double play. That tells me to look for that in case it does happen. And I got the charts all set here. So strategy roll first. He says you can use the strategy roll if you don't use the D20 from the last one. I don't mind rolling. Nothing happening there. Splittorff, 5-4. That's a blank. Luzinski, 8-3. And that is a fly out to center field. That's going to be out number 2. His sacrifice fly rating is a 12. That's a 17. That's going to be too high for a sacrifice fly. So now we'll see if McBride comes through. So I'll get the chart up here. So McBride comes home to score. So let's see here. So Luzinski, a 1-1. I think that's going to score him, and it will. Yeah, advance plus trailing runner. So McBride is going to score easily. And Schmidt is going to make it. Is going to make it to second base on the throw. It's going to make it to second base. Advanced plus trailing runner, and the trailing runner is a 1, and Schmidt's base running rating is a 4, so we'll easily get there. That's good enough for Schmidt to go to second base. Unless the trailing, I think the trailing runner, though, can be from first. I think that could occur. But it says advance from trailing runner. I think that does include the guy at first base in this case. So, I think Mike Schmidt would probably take. You know what? I usually don't see many going on that. I'm going to move Schmidt back to first. We'll just keep him it there. But the Phillies do get a 1-0 lead on a sacrifice fly by Wheels. So he'll come in to score, and that'll be a sacrifice fly. And that'll bring up second baseman Manny Trio. Is the home field thing supported by play-by-play data or is the game design quirk? I think he says that is supposed to be by play-by-play data. He says, I mean, and now I think it's supposed to be. Now, I don't know. I mean, it could be a game design quirk, okay, to give the home field a little bit of an advantage. But then again, most teams always have a home field advantage in some way, all right? And I guess, I'll be honest, if you don't want to use it, if you don't want to use range play rules of 8, you don't have to. Remember, you can play, just like David Baseball Demo says, play the game you want the way you choose to play it. But that does give a little bit of a chance. So, you know. So 2 outs, runner 1-0 out Phillies. And let's go to Manny Trio. So strategy roll and nothing on the 14. Split orf, 3-7, walk, 15 is high. Trio, 3-5, and that's a fly out to right now in the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit and a walk and a sacrifice fly. And it is 1-0 Phillies after 1. We play a little. This is not the official demo game. That is on December 29th. I'll move this over a bit. December 29th is the official demo game, and that's when I actually will play very slow and steady to show everybody how it works. We'll go to the second. Just playing a little inside pitch advance just to, you know, just to do it. So who leads off? Amos Otis will lead off for the Royals. He's in center field. One thing I love about using D8s, these don't fly out of the tower. D8s are lighter. Does IPA 1980 have a release date? Not yet. Not yet, but he's got to get that done before. I'm hoping he gets it done, before, of course, opening day or the demo game. If he doesn't, please, guys, believe me, I already have the 1980 inside pitch season already here. So if inside pitch advanced is not ready by opening day, okay, we'll start with regular inside pitch, and then when I have inside pitch advanced, I will go ahead and convert. Bob Walk, 7-6. Walk 8, and that's ball 4. He will walk Otis. So he'll walk Otis. First walk given up by Walk. Here's Willie Aikens. He's at first base. Infield double play. Otis is a 4. His steal attempt is a 4. Bob Walk +2 is a 6. He gets a steal try. Why not? 18 +2 is 20, and Boone is a 0. So the only way Otis is going to try steal second base. The only way he's out is on a 20. He's safe. So Otis will go ahead and steal second base. It's first. And we'll re-roll. So now infield is back. And Otis is staying put this time. So Walk will pitch. And 5-3. Range play 12. Now, range play 12, that's a 2. So it is going to be a range play. Aikens, 3-2. And against a righty, it's a single pass second. That's going to be a range play for Manny Trio. His range is a 7. But because he's the home plate, but because he is home, I don't have to roll. If your range is a 7 and you use the range play rolls of 8 are successful for the home team, he automatically makes the play no matter what. I do not have to roll. Otis will go to third. The throw will go to first, and that's 1 out. Do not have to roll. Here's John Watson. The ground out to second. Watson is the catcher in this game. Infield will play. And let's see, with 1 out. We'll play back. It's early. Try to get the out. Strategy roll for Otis. He stays put. Walk. 3-3. Wild pitch. That's a 4. And a 1-12 is a wild pitch, and he'll throw it away. And Otis will score anyway. So a wild pitch will make it a 1-1 tie as he throws that over the catcher's head on a wild pitch. So Bob Walk throws a wild one, and now the bases are empty. Walk will redo it. 7-7, strikeout 8, and that is going to be too high. Watson 1-3, and it's a base hit past short. So Watson gets a single. And here is the right fielder, Clint Hurdle. Infield set for double play. Strategy for Watson, that's an 18. Nothing happening there. Walk. 4-3 is a blank. Hurdle. 4-2 is now that is if there's a runner in scoring position, it's a base hit to right field. Okay, that means that this would probably come into effect. But there are no runners in scoring position, so the R is ignored. So that's just a single to right. Let's see if John Watson gets the third. That is an 8-5. We'll go to the chart. So an 8-5 is a play. So there's a play at third base. That's a 3. And let's see, that was hit to right field. Right fielder is McBride. He has an assist rating of D. So we go to a D, and a 3-11, he would be out. A 12-20 is safe. That is a 3. Watson is going to be out at third. As right fielder will get out John Watson. That is a play. And Clint Hurdle, trailing runner advances, base running rating is greater than the white die. His base running rating is a 1. The white die was a 5. Hurdle does not take second on the throw. So that is an out. So Watson is thrown out at third base. Hurdle does get a single. There are 2 outs. That's how that works. And now we'll see Frank White, second base. Tied at 1 here, top of the second. Strategy roll. And that's a 13, nothing happening. Walk, 7-3. That's a walk, and that will be ball 4. So he walks White. So Walk is walking a lot of batters here. That is the second walk given up by Walk. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Paul Splittorff. He uses batting card number 5. So we'll use pitcher hit card number 5. He will bat. So strategy roll again. Nothing happening. Walk. 8-2. Error on a booted ball. And 8-8. And that is going to be a start. That's going to be an automatic out 7. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Third baseman is Schmidt. His error rating is a 15. That's a 4. Schmidt's going to boot the ball. That's going to be a booted ball. That's going to be an error on Schmidt. So now we go ahead and check the error and see what we got here. So that is an error. An error on a booted ball. So we'll check here. So error on a booted ball. Boots ball, grounder booted, all runners advance 1 base. That is it. So Mike Schmidt, greatest third baseman in baseball history, he will boot the ball and allow Paul Splittorff to get there. So that is an E5, first error on the Phillies. By the way, you're okay with using the numbered pitcher hitting cards for most pitchers. I have no problem with that. There are many game systems that use that. Joe Bryan, a payoff pitch. Stratomatic uses numbered pitcher hitting cards. Stratomatic uses it. There are some that don't remember, and there are some, Stratomatic uses it. So, and all people, and a lot of people swear by Stratomatic. So, Stratomatic uses it. So, I have no problem with pitcher hitting cards. Plus, one thing about using pitcher hitting cards, Chris does not have to make a batting card for pitchers. He may make some for certain pitchers, for ones that hit very well, like maybe Don Drysdale or Shohei Ohtani or something. But you know, saying Stratomatic does something like saying the tallest kid in the short class. Yeah, something like that. So the bases are loaded on an error by Mike Schmidt. That'll bring up Wilson. So the bases are juiced here with 2 outs in the top of the second. Strategy, nothing happening. Walk, 3-3. Wild pitch again. That is a 6. And that is going to be another wild pitch by Walk. That will score Hurdle. Now, I know he says that you don't need to roll again, but if a wild pitch occurs and the base runners move, I'm going to re-roll the strat again. So that's just going to be a house rule. So wild pitch scores another run. That's a second run scored on a wild pitch. I'll re-roll the strat, re-roll the at-bat. Nothing on the 6. You have a new base running situation. You do re-roll. Exactly. That's what I did. Walk. 1-2. Error on a booted ball. Wilson. 3-8. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. Single to center field. Maddox's error rating is a 12. That's a 12, and he's going to make an error out there. Maddox is going to boot the ball out there. That should bring in both runs, I believe. Pretty sure it will. That's a single to center field on an error on a booted ball. Number 5, boots ball, roll D8, roll of 88, lead runner, a hitter thrown out at second base advancement. Well, we already know Frank White definitely scores. So let's roll it here. Let's roll. And it is a 52. So check D8 versus base running rating of hitter, runner, hitter, 1 roll for each. If higher than base runner rating, then the runner batter only advance 1 extra base. Well, Paul Splittorff, he has a 1. That is a 5. So Splittorff is going to hold the third. He's not very fast. So he'll stay put there. Okay. Because it's not higher than the 5. And and Wilson will stay at first. That's 1 extra base. Then check the White die versus the outfielder's arm rate. The center fielder is Maddox. His arm rating is a 4. That's a 2. So only roll of higher arm rate with a runner hitter advance 2 bases, otherwise 1 base only. Runner batter must pass base running check, and the outfielder must fail the arm check for 2 extra bases. He doesn't. His arm rating is under that. So it's going to be another error. So White will score. That'll move Splittorff to third. And that's going to be a single, and an E8. Another error on the Phillies. It is now 3-1. So we're getting a lot of everything here in this game. Still runners at first and third. Still 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Bob Walk not enjoying his time out there. Here's Washington. So fans here at the Vet not enjoying the errors right now, playing Keystone Cops out there. Strategy roll, nothing on the 4. Actually, no, Wilson actually got the steal sign. My bad. 9 + 2 is 11. He gets the steal sign. Steal rating's a 17, + 2 is a 19. Why not? 1 to 19, Wilson takes second. He does. Wilson will steal. So Willie Wilson will steal a base. Stolen base for Willie Wilson. So now runners at second and third. We'll re-roll the strat. And nothing on the 11. Walk will pitch. 2-5. And against the switch left, that's going to be a blank. Washington, 6-6. And it's a ground out to second. That'll finally end the inning. So 3 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. 2 errors, a couple of walks. Not a good inning for the Phillies in the field. Red Royals have a 3-1 lead. So let's go to the bottom of the second. Remember, this is 1980. This season is not available yet. And let me check something out real quick. Nothing in from Chris yet. Leading off for the Phillies will be Gary Maddox. 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The other third is covered by Gary Maddox. Although he did make an error in center field on this one. Splittorf 3-4. It's blank. Maddox 7-6. Pop out to short. I know some people have some issues reading these cards because the matrix is the cards are very busy. They are busy, but the thing about it is there's so much information on these cards. So a lot of information on the cards. Here's Larry Boa. He's at shortstop for the game. Splittorf 4-7. That's a pitcher. That's a double question mark. That's a 3. And he's a switch hitter. So we'll go here in a 3 against the lefty. It's a possible home run. It's a possible home run. It's a possible home run against the lefty, though. Against the lefty, Boa, however, has a home run rating of 0. So he's not going to get a home run here against lefties. He doesn't have one. And you see here this exclamation point. When you see an exclamation point on this section here, it means that these numbers are not adjusted. This number is not adjusted. So if he's a 0, he's not hitting a home run. All right. Maybe the only way he does is by ballpark, but not by the pitcher here. So there's nobody on base. So with the bases empty, Splittorf has a 0 rating, so nothing would be added or subtracted. But Boa has a 0 home run here with an exclamation point anyway. So no home run chance against the lefty. So we go to Boa's card. 1-6. And but he will, however, against the lefty, however, he will double the left. So he will double the left. He doesn't get a homer, but he does get a double. And that'll bring up the catcher, Bob Boone. So I'm not really trying to explain this, but this is really not a demo game. Just playing something to celebrate my unboxing of Inside Pitch Advanced. Boa will stay where he is. Splittorf 6-4. 6-4 against the righty. Home run result against the lefty. Boone is a 6. With runners on base, Splittorf is a +1, which makes him a 7. That's a 15. It's too high. Boone 1-7, and he will ground out to third. He'll ground to third, and Boa will stay at second base. So 2 outs. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Bob Walk. Bob Walk does have a 16-20 K BIP, which kind of works like a special K. Strategy roll for Boa. He'll stay put. Splittorf 6-4. And again, 6-4. Walk is a righty. Against a righty, it's a home run result. But, of course, Walk does not have any home runs, so that's not going to be a home run. Even though he's got a +1 with runners on base, but Bob Walk is a 0. He didn't have any home runs he didn't have any home runs. So he didn't have any home runs as a hitter, so I'm not going to give him one. But he will bat 5-7 off the batting card, and that is a fly to center field, and that'll end the inning. So no runs and a hit for the Phillies. 3-1 Royals after 2. If Chris Davis is watching this video or catches it on replay and sees any mistakes, he'll let me know. Let's go to the third. Here at the vet. And George Brett leads off. He is 0 for 1. I know I haven't done much streaming lately since the season, since they ended the 99 season, but I'm really looking forward to doing Inside Pitch Advanced starting in January. Bob Walk 4-1 against the lefty. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single pass first. So we'll get a single. That'll move Brett to first. Bob Walk, 4-1 actually. There's a split chance against the righty, but a strikeout chance. But against the lefty, it's a single with a number here, and you'll just go by the D20, and you'll get your numbers. That's a base hit. So Brett gets a single. Here's Otis. Strategy roll, and that's a 2. Brett gets the steal sign. Let's see here. Gets the steal sign. 3 plus 2 is 5. Yeah, we'll send him. 14 plus 2 is 16. Boone is a 0. 1 to 16. Brett steals. He does. Brett will go ahead and steal second base as well. Everybody's stealing on Bob Walk. That is the 3rd stolen base for the Royals in this game. And I'll re-roll the strat, and nothing happening this time. So Walk, 8-2, error on a booted ball. Otis, 1-2, and that's an S5. That is an S5. I think that's a base hit. Let me just check here. Error on a booted ball. No, it's not. Error on a S5. That's just a base hit past third. That's going to be a single past third by Otis. George Brett with a base running rating of 6. I do believe he scores on a single past third. Let's see. Yes, he does. He needs to be a 4 or higher. Brett will come in. He will score. Otis has an RBI single. 4-1 Royals. So right now the Royals are getting the job done here on these Phillies. RBI single for Otis. And now the batter is Akins. Akins is 0 for 1. Top of the third, 4-1 Royals in a little exhibition game here. Strategy roll for Otis. That's an 18, and he'll stay put. He had 16 stolen bases though. Temp rating's a 4 though. No bunt. Walk, 3-1 against the lefty. It's a blank. Akins, 8-5, and against the righty, that's going to be a base hit past third. Otis has a base running rating of 5. He'll hold at second. Everyone's getting hits today on poor Bob Walk. It's the 3rd straight hit for the Royals in this game. And here comes Wathan. Wathan got a single his first time up. Still nobody out, top of the 3rd. Could be in for a long game. So Otis on at second, Akins on at first. That's a 20, but nothing. 20, of course, would be a sacrifice hit, though. Remember, 20s no longer pickoffs. This would be a possible bunt by Wathan. I'm not going to bunt. He'll swing. Walk, 7-6, and that is a walk. That's a 7, and that is going to be a walk. So Walk will walk Wathan. I don't think Walk will be on the mound much longer here. So the bases are loaded. That is the 3rd walk by Walk. And now the battle is Hurdle. And they're going to play corners in, which means if the ball is hit to first or third, it'll be an infield play at the plate, possible play at the plate. If hit to second or short, it'll be a double play chance. So corners in, Royals lead 4-1, top of the 3rd inning here. Strategy roll, nothing on the 11. Walk, 5-7, and 5-7, and against the lefty, that is a home run result, and against the right, and with runners on base, -2. Against the righty, Walk is a Hurdle is a 13. -2 is an 11. It won't matter. That is a 10. And guess what you guys got? You guys got a serious kaboom! Kablam! Grand slam! A 5-7 against the lefty, and we'll show it to you. 5-7 against lefty is a home run, because Hurdle is a lefty. Against the righty, Hurdle's home run rating is 13. No adjustment from the ballpark. Bob Walk, however, with runners on base is a -2. So that would have turned the 13 into 11 It won't matter. The D20 is a 10, and that is a kablam grand slam, and you got an 8-1 lead. Eight 1 Royals. Definitely not Bob Walk's day. And we'll see a new pitcher. As that'll be it for him. Clint Hurdle did have 10 home runs. He got one there. So Walk is done. We'll see a new pitcher for the Phillies. And you know there's still nobody out in the top of the third. So let's see what we got here. Got right, left, and you got a lefty. So let's see who they'll bring on the pitch. How about, doesn't really matter. 8-1. Let's bring in Kevin Saucier. So Kevin Saucier will go ahead and pitch. So there you guys go. We got a grand slam in an exhibition game here. So Kevin Saucier, and he can pitch to 6. Grand slam by Clint Hurdle. Still nobody out, top of the third. Saucier, 2-6 against a righty. Walk, 11 is high. White, a 7-4, and that's a fly to left. So 1 out. That'll bring up the pitcher Splittorff using hitting card number 5. The only thing missing is this game should have been held at Exhibition Stadium, right? Saucier, 7-5. That's a blank. Splittorff, 6-2. Actually, I should have checked to see the D20. If I should have went to here to see there was an automatic strikeout, but I don't think I looked at it. Won't matter. 6-2 isn't going to be an out anyway. It'll be a ground out to short. That's where you check the KBIP. That's where these come into effect. For pitchers that usually struck out a lot, depending on what the number is here, check the D20. If it falls in this range, it's a strikeout. Kind of like his substitute for the special K, in a way. 2 outs. It'll bring up Wilson. Saucier, 5-8 against the switch right. Walk, 20 is high. Wilson, 6-6, and that's going to be a base hit. That'll be a single to right. Wilson gets his second hit of the game. It'll bring up Ewell. Strategy rolls, still on. And nothing on the 3. Well, yeah, Wilson gets a steal attempt. Why not? 9 plus 2 is 11, so 17-0. A 1-17, Wilson steals second. He does. Why not? So Wilson will get another stolen base. His second. Re-roll the strat. And nothing on the 16. Saucier, 7-4. And strikeout. 3 will get him. And that'll end the inning. 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. A grand and a walk. 2 stolen bases. A grand slam by Clint Hurdle. It's 8-1 going in the bottom of the third. Paul Splittorff will come back on the mound. The first, by the way, the first game of the 1980 season will be the Atlanta Braves taking on the Cincinnati Reds at the city in front of the river. And I got Phil Niekro for the Braves in that game against Frank Pastore. That is the opening day game for the 1980 season of Inside Pitch Advanced. And that, of course, is January 5th. The official demo game of 1980 is December 29th, featuring these Kansas City Royals and the Philadelphia Phillies. I will go back to the starting pitchers of Larry Gura and Lefty. Charlie Hustle leads off. He's 0 for 1. Splittorff, 2-6. That's at the park. First time we're going to the veteran. The vet. 6-7. 6-7 is a double to left. So Rose a little double, leading off for him. That'll bring up McBride and Groom. Strategy rolls are still on, still roll. Nothing on the 18. McBride actually gets a hit and run, but you're not hitting run here. Split or 4-8. That's a blank. McBride 5-1. That's a ground out to second. Rose will go to third. One out. Michael Jack Schmidt. He walked this first time up. Infield is not going to play in. They've got a 7-run lead. They're going to get some outs early, even though it's only the third inning. Strategy roll, nothing on the 10. Split orf, 7-6. Strikeout, 19. That's going to miss. Schmidt, 1-1, flies the left. That'll be out number 2. His sacrifice fly rating is a 20. That'll automatically bring in Rose and take the 2. Mike Schmidt, very good at bringing in sacrifices from third. So Mike Schmidt does get an RBI. And it is now 8-2. Here's Wheels. Wheels Luzinski got a sacrifice fly his first time up. Split or 4-4. And that's going to be an automatic. Out. And that will be a 3. And that's going to be a ground out to third. Handled by Brett. He'll throw to first. And retire the side. So 1 run, 1 hit, and a sacrifice fly. 8-2 after 3. In favor of KC. We'll go to the 4th. Kevin Saucier will stay on the mound. Why not? In this exhibition matchup here at Veterans Stadium. Brett leads off. George Brett leads off. He is 1 for 2 with a single, stole a base. They got the Royals have 4 stolen bases on the Phillies. Saucier. Now remember, these cards, okay, are not official. These are not official cards yet. They could still be changed for 1980. This is just a set that I asked him for so I can get some practice in before I start the 80 season. 8-7. That is an error on a grounder. Brett. 6-5, and that is going to be a ground out to second. Second baseman is Trio. His error rating is a 4. That's a 6. He won't make an error. He'll throw it over to first. 1 out. Here's Otis. Otis is 1 for 1, singled and walk. Saucier, 2-4. Range play 13. That is a 13, so it will be a range play. Otis, 7-5. And that is a ground ball to third. Schmidt is at third base. His range is a 7, but he's at home. And so range plays rolls of 8 are successful. It's an automatic out. So Schmidt will get that and throw it over to first for out number 2. Don't have to even roll. If you have a range of 7 and you're home, you're always making the play. Here's Akins. Which is fine. You got to give the home team a slight advantage. But that's actually pretty big. You got a guy a range of 7. Here's Saucier. And by the way, he is tired. Saucier 2-4, range play 13. That's a 5. It's a range play. Akins 5-7, and that is a fly to left. And that's going to Wheels Luzinski. Now, Wheels Luzinski's range is a 1. But he can get it on a 1 or an 8. And close, but not quite. So fly ball to left field. And we check the range play on the card. And a 1-15, I think according to Saucier, if I'm correct on this, a 1-15, this would be a double. It is. Range play, second base, 1-15. That is a double. Because you check the range play on the pitcher to see what he usually gives up. And RP2B means this is if it rolls in this roll, that's a double. So he gave up a good amount of doubles sometimes. So that's going to be a double for Akins as as Wheels couldn't make the play. Almost, but not quite. Here's Watson. And I'm going to let Saucier try to get through this inning. Down 8-2. Yes, not every pitcher is 1-4 on that. Some pitchers did give up more prone, correct. That's another thing about inside pitch advance that I like. Let's see. Strategy rolls are still on. And nothing happening. Saucier is tired. 7-6. Wild pitch. That's a 2. And that's, wow, just barely got it. But that's a wild pitch. Akins will go to third. So Akins will go to third on a wild pitch. And I know he says go straight to the batter card. I don't like that. I'm going to go ahead and still re-roll the strat and re-roll the pitch. Only if there's no wild pitch. Only if there's not a wild pitch will I roll on the batter card. I think that if there's a base running change, you need to re-roll. Saucier 3-8 error on a booted ball. Watson 2-6. And as a grounder to second base. Second baseman is Trio. His error rating is a 4. That's a 3, and he's going to make an error. Wow. Akins will come in to score on an error by Manny Trio. He boots it away. Watson will go to first. It's now 9-2. Wow. Phillies cannot catch a break. Phillies cannot catch a break. That is an E4. That is the third error on the Phillies in this game. And now the batter is Hurdle. Hurdle hit a grand slam his last time up. He's 2 for 2, a single and a grand salami. And Saucier, let him pitch. Why not? I'll take him out in the next inning. Strategy rolls are now off. Saucier, 6-5. And that is going to be, and he is tired. Now that will be a base hit. That is a 9. That's going to be a single past second base. And Watson with a speed of 5, he will make it to third. And that's also, that will get Saucier out of the game because it is a fatigue result. So that is it for him. So that'll be it for Saucier. The next batter is White. We'll see a new pitcher. And let's see. Does it really matter? The Phillies will go ahead and bring out Dickie Knowles. So Dickie Knowles will go ahead and he will pitch, and he can pitch to 7 of them. So 9-2 now. Something tells me I might need more things here. So 9-2. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Royals all over the Phillies. Now Frank White. Knowles will pitch. 2-6. Strikeout. 15 will be too high. White. 8-1. Ground out to third. That'll end it. So 1 run on 2 hits. 1 error. It's now 9-2 after going in the bottom of the 4th. As right now the Phillies just can't catch a break. How did this team win the World Series in 1980? I'd like to know. Bottom of the 4th inning. And Manny Trio leads off. He's 0 for 1. Paul Splittorff has got a lot of runs to work with. Splittorff, 7-7. It's a blank. Trio, 4-6. And that is going to be a ground out to third. Here's Maddox. They got everything out of their system in 1 game, then played ball from there. Pretty much. Maddox is 0 for 1. Splittorff, 1-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Maddox, 1-8. Fly out to right. 2 down. There's Boa. Boa got a double his first time up. Splittorf, 4-7. Pitcher is double question mark. That's a 19. Boa's hitting from the right side, and that's going to be too high than on a 1, 2 to 7. So 8 to 10, that's a 19. It's going to be too high, so that's going to be a blank. We'll go to Boa's card. Boa, 5-6, and it is a runner in scoring position, star line 2. It's just an automatic out anyway. It's a ground out to third. And all Splittorf does is just retire the side in order. 9 to 2 after 4. But you can see how well the game flows. How well the game flows, actually. How well it does. The rules are all set here. The charts and everything, they're all there for you, you know. And of course, if anybody has any questions, you can always check the forums, and you'll get your answers. Let's go to the 5th. 9 to 2 Royals. The fans here at Veterans Stadium not enjoying the game. Splittorf will bat. Pitcher hit card number 5. He's 0 for 2, but he reached on an error. Knowles will pitch. Knowles, 6-6. Now that is a blank, but here's where this KBIP comes into effect. You check here, 6-6 is a blank, but because Splittorf really didn't, he never batted in 1980, okay, but he may still have some ability on his card. But now you check him. His KBIP is 16 to 20. Since this is a blank, or none of these here will make a difference, check the D20. The D20 is a 17. That falls here under KBIP. That is a strikeout. You don't have to go to his card. It's an automatic K. Some batters have that too. A lot of batters that have a lot of strikeouts as well. Okay, that does matter. Not every pitcher, however, has a KBIP. Some do, but if like here's like Dick Ruthven's card, he doesn't have it. So you go straight to his batting card no matter what. He doesn't have it. Not every pitcher does it. But Splittorf will strike out automatically. You don't have to. That kind of almost like a special K in a way. So 1 out. And now we'll go back to Wilson. Knowles with the pitch, 2-5. And against the switch left, walk, 9 is too high. Wilson, 2-7, ground out to short. And 2 outs. Here's UL. Knowles, 1-6, strikeout. 16 is just misses. Washington, 7-5, and that's going to be a fly to left, and that retires the side. Finally, the Royals are retired in order, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Bob Boone will bat. He is 0 for 1. Splittorf cruising along with a 9-2 lead here over the Phillies in this little exhibition game to celebrate my unboxing of Inside Pitch Advanced, which officially ends the Inside Pitch era and now begins the Inside Pitch Advanced era on RJO Network. Splittorf, 7-8. Range play at the park. Go to Veterans Stadium. 1-4. And that is a base hit to left field. That's a range play for Willie Wilson. Now, Wilson's range is a 7, but he's not at home. So he still has to roll. So a 1-7, he'll make the play. And of course, just like every time at work, we need a 1-5 on regular inside pitch. I roll a 6, a 1-7, and of course, I roll an 8. And that's going to be a base hit. Single to left field as Willie Wilson couldn't get there. Doesn't matter whether I play inside pitch or inside pitch advanced, okay? Doesn't matter whether I play inside pitch or inside pitch advanced. Every time a 1-5 need was needed, we rolled a 6. Now every time we roll a 1-7, you get an 8. Pinch hitter coming in for Dickie Knowles. He will not bat. And Splittorf is a lefty. So let's see what we're going to bring out here. And we'll check the right-handed hitters in this case. And let's see, Aguayo pinch hit against lefties 2 times, Vukovic 3 times, Phillies 9 times, Moreland 18 times, Lonnie Smith 8 times. We'll go with Moreland since we have that little pinch hitting ability. Keith Moreland will pinch hit. I like that little thing too. You would be the one on a D1000 that's what 190 Royal on the 1000. Yep, exactly, Ben. Keith Moreland will pinch hit for the pitcher. Infield is at double play depth, but there's no strategy role. So Keith Moreland will pinch hit. Good hitter, actually. Splittorf, 1-7, walk, 9. No. Moreland is a 3 against lefties, plus 2 makes him a 5. That's a 9, too high. Moreland, 1-2. He's going to ground it to third. Now let's see if they turn a double play. Now, to turn a double play, let's see, a ground ball to third. The third base does not do anything, does not add any adjustment. So a grounder to third, that is a 6. That is a 6. Splittorf is a +2, which makes him an 8, which makes him a +2. So 6 plus 8, 6 plus 2 is 8. All right. Moreland's double play rating is a 10 higher. He will not ground a double play. Boone's base running rating is a 1. That's going to be a fielder's choice. They'll get Boone at second, and Moreland will make first. Yeah, it is a little bit regular from inside pitch. It is. Because there's no range, there's no -1 to range plays on that. And since that is in the actual rules for the way he made the cards, I will let that go. So I will not subtract 1 from range plays on double plays. Not an inside pitch advance. Inside pitch I will, but not inside pitch advance. So that's a fielder's choice. 1 out. It'll bring up Mr. Pete Rose. Stay at double play depth. Splittorf, 1-6. Pickoff possibility first. Pickoff possibility. That is a 3. And that's going to be a pickoff error on Paul Splittorf. Wow. That's a pickoff error. Wow, the D20 is giving me a lot tonight. That's a pickoff error. So he tries to pick off Moreland. That's going to be an error. Moreland will go to second base. That's going to be an E1, first error on the Royals. And I will re-roll the at-bat. Because since it was a pickoff, and there was a pickoff, we don't go to the ballpark. So now we go, so that was an error. So Moreland will go to second, and we'll re-roll the at-bat. Splittorf, 5-2. Walk, 5, ball 4. He walks Rose. And that is the second walk given up by Splittorf. It'll bring up Bake McBride. So runners at first and second, 1 out. 9-2 Royals in this little game. Splittorf, 7-2, error on a grounder. McBride, 6-7, and that is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to second. That ball is hit to Hurdle. Hurdle's error rating is a 19. That's a 14, and that's another error. That's going to be an error on a grounder. Grounder booted. Boots ball, roll 1d8 any base runner, including batter, that has base running rating greater or equal to the roll, goes 2 bases. Otherwise, 1 base rule and error. So I got to roll a d8. But Keith Moreland's base running rating is a 1. That's a 3. He'll stay at third. That's going to be an error, and the bases are loaded. That is an E. What would we say that was? An error on what here? Actually, who was that error on? Who was that error on? Oh, well, whatever. We'll just keep it as. All right. So I think I made a mistake, but whatever. We'll make that an E there. And now the batter is Schmidt. That was on second base, right? E4. Yeah, E4. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, so bases loaded. Here comes Michael Jack Schmidt. He is 0 for 1. So bases loaded here, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth, 9-2. If there's any guy that can go ahead and get the Phillies back into this, it's this guy. Splittorf, 6-6, blank. Schmidt, 3-6. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball to short. Double star 3. That's a grounder to short. The ball, I had him a double play depth. So a ground ball to short. Splittorf, and that is an 11. Splittorf adds 2, which makes 13. Shortstop adds 1, which is 14. And Schmidt is a 16. So that is not going to be a double play. That's going to be a fielder's choice. So Moreland will score. Rose goes to third. McBride is out. Schmidt goes to first. That's out number 2. So Moreland does come in to score, and it's now 9-3. So fielder's choice, and now the batter is Wheels. Runners at first and third, 2 outs now. Now 9-3 Royals. And strategy rolls are still off. Splittorf, 6-4. And against the righty, that is a home run. That is a home run against the lefty. Luzinski needs a 30, and that just won't matter. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Home run, Wheels Luzinski. It is now 9-6. A 6-4 is against a righty is a home run result. Against the lefty, Luzinski has a 30. It's got an exclamation point, so it doesn't matter what Splittorf did. It is now 9-6. The Phillies are back in this game. I'm sure that's the longest home run trot I've ever seen, but I think that's how fast he runs. To mimic Ron Darling when he said that when Bartolo Colon hit the home run for the Mets in 2016. So here's Trio. Trio's 0 for 2. Now a 9-6 ball game. Splittorf, I don't know how much longer he's going to stay in there. Splittorf, 7-8. Range play at the park. Veteran Stadium, 3-2. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. That's hit to Schmidt. His range is a 7. He's at home, and you get a roll of 8 on he's at home, which makes him an 8. And that's going to be an out. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 7. I'm sorry, not Schmidt. Brett. Brett is a 6. So I actually got a roll for him. My bad. Brett's a 6. He's got it. Brett will go ahead and get it, throw to first, and then he'll still end the inning. So 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors in this inning. 2 errors. Ugly baseball game. 9-6 after 5. Yeah, on a home run, you score with a run rating of 1. Top of the 6th. Phillies are back in the ball game, believe it or not. George Brett leads off. He is 1 for 3. Phillies need a pitcher. Left, right, left. I think they'll bring in a lefty, and they will go with Randy Lurch. Randy Lurch. You rang. Randy Adams Family Lurch. He could pitch to 10. And not a bad pitcher. So Randy Lurch will go up against George Brett here. Top of the 6th, 9-6. How about that? Game's not over. 2-3, strikeout. 17 is high. Brett, 6-5, and that is going to be a ground out to second, 1 down. Here's Otis. Lurch, 3-5 against a righty. It's a blank. Actually, 3-5 is a blank. Otis, 7-6, and that's an infield single. That's an infield single to second base. He'll get there. And that's an infield single for Otis. That's his second hit of the ball game. And here's Akins. Infield set for double play. Strategy rolls are back on, believe it or not. And that's a 14. And Otis is staying put. Lurch, 2-4, strikeout. 16 will miss. Akins, a 7-2. It's a fly to right. 2 down. And here's Watson. Watson is 1 for 2. Singled, reached on an error, and walked. Strategy roll. Otis gets the steal sign, gets the jump. He gets the jump. 14 plus 4 plus 6. He gets the jump. Got a good stolen base rating. Might as well. Otis said he's going to get the jump. I'm going to send him. He's 18 plus 1 is a 19 by Lurch. A 1 to 19, he's safe. And he is. So Otis will steal another base. That'll be the second stolen base for Otis. We'll re-roll the strat. He'll stay put this time. Lurch, 6-2. Walk, 12. Ball 4. He walked him. John Watson is a 13. Plus 2 is a 15. That's a 12. I got to get used to looking at the walks and all that stuff over here. This is going to take me a little while to get used to check up here instead of at the bottom of the cards like I did an inside pitch. That is a walk by Lurch, and here comes Hurdle. Hurdle is 3 for 3, 2 singles, and a grand salami. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 11. Lurch, 2-7, blank. Hurdle, 5-4, double to right field. That is a double, hits one to right. So Otis will score. Let's check the chart. So double to right for Watson, and 2-4 on the chart. And advances of his base running rating is a 4 to 8. His base running rating is a 5 with 2 outs. He will score. Hurdle will make second, so 2 runs come in. It's 11 to 6 Royals. So Royals now lead 11 to 6 in the ball game, as Philadelphia just not getting the job done. Hurdle is 4 for 4 tonight. Now he's now a triple short of the cycle. And Hurdle, he can hit one. It's a triple short of the cycle. So 2 outs. Here's Frank White. Lurch is going to stay in there. But now it's 11 to 6 Royals. Lurch will pitch. 2-2. Strikeout 8. And nope, that's going to be too high. White, a 1-8. Grounds it right back to Lurch. He'll get that. Throw it over to first and retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, a walk, and a steal. 11 to 6. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in this blowout. Splittorff can still pitch to 3 more batters. He is due to bat first in the 7th. They're going to let him pitch. And Gary Maddox will lead off for the Phils. It's kind of like tennis. It's not a break a serve until you hold the following serve. Yep. So 11 to 6 Royals. Splittorff 3-8. That's an automatic out, and that's going to be a fly to center field. Splittorff is not tired. Not yet. Here's Boa. Splittorff 3-6. Error on a booted ball. Boa 7-4. And that is going to be a grounder to short. That ball is hit to Washington. His error rating is a 10. That's a 14. He won't make an error. They'll throw to first for out number 2. That'll be a ground out to short. Doug Hunt, good to see you. Here's Boone. Boone is 1-for-2. This is just an unboxing of Inside Pitch Advanced. Splittorff, 1-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Boone, 7-4. And that is going to be a fly out to center field. Now retire to the side. 1-2-3 inning for Splittorff. 11-6 in favor of the Royals. Not a good night for the Phillies tonight. Chris Davis just emailed me. He said left at the same time, another box, maybe tomorrow for my 2024 season. You gotta love Chris Davis. You go ahead and you email him anything. He'll go ahead and get back to you as soon as he can. So my 2024 season, you guys are right. There was no way he could fit it in that one box. So 2024, I'll probably see tomorrow, and that's fine. But as I said, I'm probably not going to separate these teams. I'm probably going to keep them as they are, and I'll separate them if needed. I'm not going to do with them that I did with Inside Pitch regular, because all my Inside Pitch seasons are separated. I probably shouldn't have done that. I should have just kept them sheeted until they were needed. Top of the 7th, 11-6 Royals. And let's see. Paul Splittorff coming out of the game. We'll see a new pitcher. We'll see a new pitcher for the Royals. They're done. We'll see a new batter here against Lurch. And we're going to see the end of Lurch, too. So Lurch is going to come out as well. So the Phillies are going to bring in a new pitcher. And they're going to go... They're going to bring in a righty for the Phillies. And they're going to bring in Warren Brewstar. He'll pitch for the Phils. So Brewstar will come in. He can pitch to 7. Although the Philly batter is due to lead, or the pitcher due to lead off. So Warren Brewstar will pitch for the Phillies. And now we'll see a pinch hitter for the Royals. And against the righties, let's see what they got here. So they have, let's see, Chalk never did it. McCray only pitched once. So that was against right-handed pitching. Pete Lecoq, Steve Braun. And we'll go with Jamie Quirk. Jamie Quirk will pinch hit for the Royals. He had the most pinch hits against right-handed pitching in 1980. That's the one thing I like about this. It tells you how many times he pinch hit against a certain pitcher. This could actually help you choose a pinch hitter. I may be going by that in a game, but in the 9th inning or something, I may choose whoever. So I'll have Jamie Quirk pinch hit against Warren Brewster. Inside Pitch Advanced is great. And I got to admit, I told Chris Davis that I really wasn't sure he should go this route. I told him, don't listen to me anymore when it comes to that. He hit a home run in this game. Chris Davis has hit a home run with Inside Pitch Advanced. Brewster, 5'8", strikeout. 14 is too high. Quirk, 4'6", and it's gonna be a base hit. No runners in scoring positions in NS3. So there are no runners in scoring position. This is a single pass first. But now we check Brewstar's rating with an N. He has this is, some of you guys have an issue with this, with the N or the R. That is a 4.6. A 4.6 is an NS3. There are no runners in scoring position, so now this does matter. This would be a single pass first for Jamie Quirk. But if you're using that rule, since there are no runners in scoring position, and there aren't, you now check the pitcher's rating against this. So Brewster's rating with no runners in scoring position is a 15. So now you check the D20. A 1 to 15, that single is turned into an out. That is a 3. So even though Quirk has a base hit past first, but because there are no runners in scoring position, and Brewster was very good with no runners in scoring position, that S3 is now a ground out to first, and that is one out. That is a grounder to first. That's how that rule works. So one out, and now the batter is Wilson. Kind of like a reverse clutch rating for Stratomatic, I guess. Brewster, it does allow to show which players have a good chance of getting runners in with runners in scoring position. Brewster 5-4 against the switch left. Well, that's a home run. That is a possible home run. Now, Brewster 5-4 against the lefty is a home run result. Wilson against a righty is a 1, but with runners empty, with nobody on base, -9. Now you can't go any lower than 0. So that Wilson, he's not going to, even though that's a 7, he still wouldn't get a home run on this, okay, because it's a 1 anyway. But if he had a rating of 4 or 5, that is not a home run. That is a blank, because that's home runners, base runner empty. So it's a blank. Wilson 4-7, but he will get an infield single. Wilson will still get an infield single past second. So he does get a hit, but he doesn't get a home run. But that's how the rule with runners on base and empty for pitchers concerning home runs. Here's Washington. See, this exhibition game, you're getting everything here. Infield double play depth, strategy rolls are off. Brewster 1-3, range play 13. That is a 20. It will not be a range play. Washington 7-1, and because it's not a range play, that's going to, against the righty, that's a fly out to center field, 2 down. Because if that was a range play, that was a possible, could have been a range play. It's not. So 2 down. And now the batter is Brett. You can now see how these nuances of the game, home run possibility, how a pitcher can up, home runs and things like that. Range plays, runners in scoring position. You can see what inside pitch advance does, comparing the regular inside pitch and comparing to any other game engine. Brewster will pitch against Brett. Brett is 1 for 4. Brewster 5-5, error on a grounder. Brett 2-2, and that's going to be a single past second. That's going to be an S4, a single past second. Second baseman is Trio. His error rating is a 4. That's a 12. He won't make an error. That's just going to be a base hit past second base. Wilson with the speed, he will get to third. The 2 outs. So no error, but that will be a base hit. And now here's Otis. 11-6 Royals here. Top of the 7th inning. Not a good outing for these Phillies. Otis is up. He's having a good night. He is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Brewster 1-4, and he is not tired. He is not tired, and that's going to be an automatic out, and it will be a ground out to third, and he'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits for the Royals. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. And you might as well sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I'll be right back. Bottom of the seventh inning. And let's see. Need a pitcher for the Royals. We got a switch in the left and a pinch hitter coming up as well. Let's see. Rose does a little worse against lefties. So you got a lefty after that. Royals are going to bring on a left-handed pitcher here. And they're going to go with Gary Christensen. Gary Christensen will come on to pitch for the Royals, and he can pitch to 7. So Gary Christensen will pitch for the Royals. Pinch hitter coming in for Brewster. He's done. He is done. And let's see. Let's see. Do we have a righty here? I think we do. So let's see. Against lefties, 8. Aviles, 9. Vukovic, 3. Aguayo, 2. We'll have Ramon Aviles pinch hit. So Ramon Aviles will pinch hit for the Phillies against Christensen to start the bottom of the 7th inning. And it tries to incorporate as much as possible without making the game overly cumbersome, or taking longer to play out a game. This really will not take any longer to me to play. All right, me to take any longer to play if I was playing regular inside pitch. It really will not. Because when I play my regular season, I won't be telling you guys. I'm just going to be reading stuff off the cards and what happens. I'll only show something if you guys need to see it. Christensen, 4-8, walk, 9. Against the lefty, yeah, Aviles will walk. So we'll lead off walk. Giving up to Aviles, I should say. There's Mr. Pete Rose. Rose is 1 for 2, doubled and walked. Infield set for double play. Strategy rolls are off. Christensen, 6-4. Range play 11. That is a 7. It is a range play. Rose, 2-4. That's a grounder to second base. That ball is hit to White. His range is a 4, and he will not get it. It'll be a base hit past second. Aviles does not got good speed, and I think he does not make it to third on a 2. And I don't believe he does. Single past second. No, he needs to be a 5. So he will not make it to third base. So it is a base hit. So a single for Rose. And now the Phillies are in a little bit in business. Remember the one thing about anytime a range play comes up, if the N and an R comes up, it won't matter, because the one thing about range plays will cancel out the runners in scoring position, because it's not going to matter then. Range plays always cancel that out. So if you get a range play, but then you get an N rating or an N result or an R result, it doesn't matter. The play has to be made. So it won't matter then if it was an out or be a single. It won't really matter. So runners at first and second, and the batter is McBride. Strategy rolls are off. Christensen, 7-7, strikeout. 18 is high. McBride, 5-3. It's a ground ball to third. Now, this is where it can get a little tricky, okay, on ground balls to third. This is where you got to check to see if it's an odd or an even number, something like that. So it's a grounder to third. That's a 7. Christensen subtracts 4 from double play ratings. So a 7 minus 4 is 3. Grounder to third is a 0. Now it's going to be 7 minus 4 is 3. McBride's double play rating is a 12. So it's not going to be a double play. So it's a 3. Now Ramon Aviles' rating is a 2. His base run rating is a 2. That is an even number. So now you check the chart on runners first and second. Modified rolled even. Play is going to second using runner at first for forced base running check. Okay. It is an even number, but it's not a double play, though. So it's going to be a force out at third. It's going to be a force out at third. Second, using runner at first for forced base runner check. So it's actually going to so it's actually a modified roll is even. So the throw goes to second. Actually, Rose's base running rating is a 4. That is higher than the 3. That is high. That is going to be higher than the 3. So actually, Rose is going to be safe. The throw went to first. Because it was an even number, the play went to second. It was odd. Villas would have been out. So they get the out. They get McBride at first base. It was the only play they had. That's how that works. So a grounder to third. Modified roll even. Players going to second using running at first for forced base runner check. Well, Pete Rose is faster than a 3. So we will make it to second. So the throw went to first for the out. So now the batter is Schmitty. And Schmitty is 0 for 2 with a walk and a sacrifice fly. And they're going to. Do you walk him and pitch to Greg, who already belted Lozinski, already belted one out? Why not? They're going to walk Schmidt, set up a double play, and pitch to Wheels. Wheels already has a bomb. Bases loaded for Wheels Lozinski. He is 1 for 3 with a 3-run bomb. They're going to play a double play depth to try to turn the 2. In a regular season game, I probably wouldn't do this, but this is exhibition. Let's have some fun. So Christensen walks Schmidt. He will pitch to Lozinski. No strategy roll. Christensen 4-5, and that's going to be an automatic. He is not tired. That's going to be an automatic out. That's a 17. It's going to be a fly to right. That might get a run in. So fly to right for out number 2. Lozinski's sacrifice fly rating is a 12. That's a 17. It's not an automatic sacrifice fly. So now we check Aviles. Aviles' rating is a 2. And we'll bring on the chart to see if he advances. And that is a 2-4. And 2-4 advances if he's 4-7. Nope, he stays put. 2 down. Does not bring in a run. Does not bring in Aviles. So Lozinski could not bring in a sacrifice fly. They'll now bring Trio. And Trio is 0 for 3. 11-6 Royals, bottom of the 7th in this little exhibition game to celebrate the unboxing of Inside Pitch Advanced on RJL Network. Christensen, 1-1 against a righty, walk 2. And yeah, ball 4, he walked in a run. 1-1 against the righties, a walk. Trio against the lefty is an 11. Plus 2 is a 13. He will still bring in a run. So he walks Trio. It's now 11-7. Now a grand slam ties it up. Crazy game. And now here's Maddox. Maddox had 11 home runs in 1980. 2 outs, 11-7 now. Christensen trying to get out of this inning. Strategy rolls are still off. Christensen will pitch. 8-2. Wild pitch. 10. No, but a possible pass ball. Pass ball rating on Wathan is a 7. He did not give up many pass balls. That's a 7. He does not give up a pass ball. Now Maddox will get the pitch. We'll get the swing. 5-2, and it's a power hit. It's a power hit to left. That is a 5, and against the lefty, that's going to be a single to left field. That's going to be a base hit to left. Rose will score. And where is the little thing I use here? So it's a single to left. I'll use this marker to hit the left field. So single to left. Does Schmidt score from second? 7-7. Advances if it was hit to center. No, it was hit to left field. Schmidt has to hold. So it's 11-8. So Maddox will get an RBI. Bases are still loaded. RBI single. Now the batter is Boa. Christensen is now tired. That'll be it for him. So Christensen coming out of the game. And we'll see a pinch hitter, a new pitcher for the Royals. And Boa, switch hitter. He's a little worse against righties. So they're going to go, the Royals will bring out Marty Patton. Marty Patton can pitch to 11. So 2 outs, now 11-8. Should have popped some popcorn for this one. That's what I'm thinking. 11-8 ball game. Marty Patton will now pitch for Kansas City. Strategy rolls are on. And nothing on the 3. Patton, a 4-3. And against the switch left, that's a blank. Boa, a 6-2. Ground out to third, and the inning is over. So 2 runs on 1 hit. 3 walks. It's 11-8 after 7. They had a 9-2 lead, and the Phillies are still in this. I guess I can safely say no lead is safe when you play inside pitch advanced. We go to the 8th. Royals up 11-8 in this little game. And Willie Aikens leads off. 2 lefties and a righty coming up for the Phils. I think I'll go with a lefty. It's the 8th inning. And the thing about it is the pitcher bats second in the inning. And Tug McGraw is the only lefty I got left. And that's what I'm going to go with. And I'll probably use Ron Reed for the 9th. You got to believe. Here is Tug. An IPA, yep. Tug McGraw will pitch, and he can pitch to 8. So Tug McGraw will pitch to Willie Aikens to start the 8th inning, 11-8 Royals, in a real strange game. McGraw, 4-1, strikeout 9, got him. They'll go ahead and get Aikens, struck him out. Here's Watson. McGraw, 7-5. 7-5, strikeout 5, got him. They'll strike out Watson. And now Hurdle. Hurdle's had a heck of a game tonight. Hurdle is 4 for 4. 2 singles, a double, and a home run. He is a triple and a grand slam. He is a triple short of the cycle. McGraw, 1-5. It's a blank. Hurdle, 4-8. Nope. That's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 inning done by Tug McGraw. McGraw had a 1.46 ERA in 1980. He was pretty darn good that year. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Marty Patton will stay on the mound. And Bob Boone leads off for the Phils. He is 1 for 3. Fans here at Veterans Stadium hoping to see the Phillies, what they can do here. Patton, 2-4. Against a righty, strikeout. 12 is too high. Boone, a 7-5. And with no runners in scoring position, single past third. Patton has a 14. That's a 17. It's still going to be a base hit. If that was a 14 or lower, that would have been an out. Boone will get a single. There were no runners in scoring position, so that rule does take effect. Pinch hitter coming in for Tug McGraw, as he will come out. And we'll see a batter for the Phillies. You got a righty on the mound, so They're going to go with George Vukovic. George Vukovic will pitch for Philadelphia. Will bat for Philadelphia. Infield a double play. Strategy rolls are off. Patton, 4-7. And that's a pitcher result. And that is an 18. And against the lefty, that's going to be a blank. Vukovic, a 2-6. That's a fly out to center field. One out. And we'll see Mr. Pete Rose. Patton will deal. Patton, 1-5. Error on a grounder. Rose, 8-2. And that's a base hit to right field. That'll be a single. And there's no error. There is no error on a grounder on an S9. They don't have error on a ground. Only an error on a booted ball in that situation. So no error on a grounder. So it's just a single to right. Let's see if Boone gets the third. 1-6 and advances of a 6-8. He is mud. He'll stay at second base. So Boone will get to second. That is the third hit of the game for Charlie Hustle. Here comes McBride. Runners at first and second, and one out. 11-8. Philly's not done. McBride is 1 for 4, a triple, and reached on an error. Patton will deal. Patton, 8-6. That's a blank. McBride, 6-3, and it's a fly out to center field. That's going to be out number 2. And I don't think Boone, with a base running rating of 1, I'm not even going to roll to see if he goes to third. So I'm going to keep him at second base, 2 outs. Because you got Mike Schmidt coming up. So here comes Michael Jack Schmidt. And yes, with one swing of the bat, he can tie this ball game up. Boone on at second. Rose on at first. Marty Patton, the batter, the pitcher. And he'll pitch to Schmidt. Fans here at the vet open for a big hit. Let's find out if he gets it. Patton will deal. Patton, 1-4. That is at the park. Veteran Stadium, 8-3. And that's going to be a base hit past short. Single past short. Boone, I do not think he gets to, I don't think he scores. His base running rating needs to be a 3. He's a 2 with 2 outs. Single pass short, but he will not score, but the bases are loaded. So Schmidt gets a hit. And now the batter is Wheels. Luzinski hit a bomb earlier in this game, a 3-run bomb. He's 1 for 4. Patton has a little better pitching against righties. Quisenberry is their closer, of course. They want to save him for the 9th if possible. Patton is not tired, though. They're going to go with him. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Patton will go ahead and pitch. Patton, 7-6. Well, you see, this is the thing about inside pitch. Sometimes you make a decision, and sometimes you make a decision, and you kind of figure that maybe, you leave a pitcher in there, or you let a batter bat, and, maybe, you never know what might happen. Well, a 7-6 on Marty Patton's card against the righty is a home run result. Now, against righties, Greg Luzinski's a 21, and that's a 9. It really doesn't matter, does it? Because sometimes that's what you get. Because for the first time I think I've ever had I don't know if I've ever had 2 grand slams in one game, but I got one here. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Grand slam. Greg Luzinski, Marty Patton serves up a meatball against the righty, And Luzinski sends it into the seats. 12-11 Phillies. No lead is safe when you play inside pitch advanced. Stadium goes bonkers. Yay! And even though Marty Patton has a -7 with runners on base, which would subtract the base running, but Greg Luzinski against righties is a 21 with an exclamation point. So this is not modified. That exclamation points cannot be modified. That is a home run. Even if it was modified, it wouldn't have mattered because that's a 9. 21 -7 would have been a 14, and he still hits it out. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. That'll be it for Marty Patton. And the Royals are going to bring in a new pitcher. Manny Trio's the next batter. And maybe it's a little too late, but they'll bring in Quisenberry. Actually, no, they won't bring him in. They wouldn't bring him in this situation anyway. They're going to bring in Raleigh Eastwick instead. So Raleigh Eastwick will come on to pitch for the Royals here. And they'll pitch the Trio with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. So Greg Luzinski hits 2 bombs and is responsible for 7 of the 12 RBIs for the Phillies tonight. Eastwick, 2-5. That's a blank. Trio, 2-6. And with runners in scoring position, it would be a single, but there are no runners at all, so that's ignored. It's a base hit for Trio. So Trio will get a single and will bring up Maddox. And Maddox is 1 for 4 with a single. Strategy roll for Trio. He will stay put. Eastwick, 1-2. Strikeout, no. Maddox, 8-5. And that's popped out to second. That'll do it. 4 runs on 5 hits. A grand slam by Greg Luzinski. Second grand slam of this game. I'm not sure. I don't think I've had 2 grand slams in one game. But unfortunately, this is exhibition, so it really doesn't count. But still, 12-11 after 8. Frank White will lead off for the Royals in the top of the 9th as they're trying to figure out what went wrong. A 9-2 lead, and the Phillies come right back. Phillies need a pitcher, and they're going to go with Ron Reed. He has 9 saves, so Ron Reed will come on to pitch for the Phillies, which means McGraw right now is liable for the win and Patton due for the loss. So Ron Reed coming in to get the save. So Frank White leads off, top of the 9th, 12-11. Reed, 8-1, error on a grounder. White, 7-6. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Schmidt. His error rating is a 15. That's a 10, and Schmidt's going to make another error. And that is a booted ball. Grounder booted. Roll 1d8 any base runner, which I got to do. And that is a 2. I got to remember that's not just, it's an EG, so it's an error on a grounder. 1d8, any base runner, including batter that has base running rating greater or equal to the roll, goes 2 bases. So Frank White winds up on second. So that is a E5, a bad E5 on Mike Schmidt. So he makes an error, a big error, and Frank White takes second base. Because a booted ball, because an EG, an error on a grounder, and you check the chart, an error on a grounder occurs here. Errors on booted balls, okay, we're over here. Error on a grounder is a 12, and you'll see boots ball, 1 or 2, grounder booted. Roll 1d8 any base runner, including batter, that has base runner rating greater or equal to the roll goes 2 bases. Well, Frank White's got speed, and that was a 2, so the tying run's at second base. Pinch hitter coming in for Raleigh Eastwick, and we'll see a pinch hitter against Reed. And let's see. It's going to be coming on to pinch hit is going to be Pete Lecoq. Pete Lecoq will pinch hit against Reed, tying run at second base, and they are going to walk him, set up a double play, and pitch to Wilson. Wilson, well, actually, you know what? No, they won't do that. You don't put the go-ahead run on base. They'll pitch to Lecoq. Timeout. So White is on second. Reed will pitch to Lecoq here. Nobody out, top of the ninth. 12-11 Phillies. Strategy rolls are on. Nothing on the 11. White stays where he is. Reed will deal. Reed, 7-3. Range play at the park. Veteran Stadium, 6-1. That's a single past second. That's a range play for Trio. Trio's range is a 7, but he's a home player, which makes his range an 8 because range rolls of 8 are automatically set for the home team. He will make the play. White will go to third, 1 out. So a grounder to second. Now the infield coming in, and the batter is Washington. I'm sorry, the batter is Willie Wilson. So Wilson is now the batter. Infield is in. With 1 out, I will be using, I believe, the normal infield in rule. So everybody's in. Infield in. Reed will go ahead and pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 7. Reed will deal. Reed, 4-6. And that's going to be an automatic out. That's a 12. That's going to be a grounder to second base. That's a 12. That's going to be a grounder to second base. White's base running rating is a 5 with the infield in. Let me check the chart here. Infield in chart. I guess I still use this. That's right. He doesn't use the old rule on that, does he? No, he doesn't use the old rule on that. You use the infield in chart. I think that's how that works. Roll D20 and use infield in chart. Okay. So we got to roll the D20 here, which we have a 12. So the infield was in. The infield is it's a 12. And let's see. His base running rating is a 5. So we add 1. So that 12 becomes a 13. And it was hit 2, 4, 6. 12. Actually, we already used that roll, did we? Yeah, so it's a grounder to re-roll that. That's a 1. And so you add 1. 5 plus 1 is 2. And it was hit second base, so 1-8. The runner on third holds. The batter is out, 2 down. So they do not send White. And now the last chance for the Royals is UL Washington. Frank White is still at third. That's how that works. He doesn't use the old rules. He uses the chart. You use the chart for infield in. Okay, so the chart is always used. Very well. So White on at third. Ron Reed trying to get the final out of the game. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. White stays put. Reed. 7-7. Walk. 17 is high. Washington. 7-2. And it's a ground ball to second base. That'll get picked up by Trio. Trio's got it. Pumps once. Pumps twice. Throws to first. And that's your game. No runs, no hits, one error. And the Philadelphia Phillies pull off an unbelievable comeback, down 9-2, and they win this game 12-11. Final line score. For the Phillies, 12 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. For the Royals, 11 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. Tug McGraw will get the win. Marty Patton the loss. Ron Reed does get the save. What a crazy game to start off, to officially really open up Inside Pitch Advance on the channel. That was crazy. That was really crazy. So if you guys go ahead and purchase Inside Pitch Advanced, you have 3 ways of doing it. Besides, of course, you can get the PDF, or you can get the color cards. You can get just the color, just the main players, colors with the fringe, or colors with the traded players. You guys know I get everything. So, I personally think, you know what? Get every player. Really, get every player. Get them all and look through them and see what you like. So that's it. That's Inside Pitch Advanced. As I went ahead and, Inside Pitch Advanced, that's what that was there on a nice little exhibition game. The next Inside Pitch game I will be the demo game for 1980. It will again feature the 1980 Kansas City Royals and Philadelphia Phillies, but it will be the official demo game where I will play that game slow and steady, and of course go through each role like I usually do. It'll be Larry Gura going up against lefty Steve Carlton. So, guys, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you next time. Philadelphia Phillies come back and win this one in a crazy game. Too bad I really can't count it because it was exhibition. But still, it doesn't matter. 12-11. See you guys next time. Have a good night, everyone.